T1.
Yep.
And I think it's just that you can't stomp them all down. I think, honestly, just be glad it's Fearless and Game 2's hopefully a little bit better because there's less of those available. He can't play bot again.
Exactly. And he can't play Nico either, as that one is going to be banned first up once again. The Pantheon, Azir, Yone were the bans from T1 last time around, and of course we don't have any side switches or anything like that. This time the Azir is going to be banned first up.
Okay. If T1 don't ban it, it's first pick Yunara. Please, HLE, give Viper that champion.
Well, honestly, this would be the game for it as well, because I feel like people think, okay, there it is.
I knew
now that the Varus isn't there.
Now that the trade's not there, I knew they'd do it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You missed your chance.
This might be, like, I mean, it could be a Peanut Pantheon angle. Let's see whether they do manage to go that way. The Gwen could be the next ban, but instead the Pantheon is going to be taken away as Zeus. He wants to play with Scissors, perhaps. That could be the ban out here on T1's side. And we'll just have to see what is going to be the first pick option, as it could be something like a Trundle for Peanut. Theoretically, we could be having a look towards the jungle. But we'll just see where HLE's eyes are going to go.
I mean, the thing that was banned last time that's been left open now is the Yone, but I don't really think it's like...
I don't think you first pick it.
I don't think he's going to... I mean, I wouldn't put it past HLE, but I don't really expect it. I feel like the jungle priority may be higher with Wukong and Xin Zhao both taking off the cards.
You could take Rumble and then aim for a Maokai Yone if T1 doesn't deny it. Yeah,
there's also picks that sync well with it, like, you know, Vi goes well with it, Jarvan goes well with it.
Yep.
They're both fine. So I think the Rumble, and especially with the Aurora off the cards, you're feeling pretty good about it.
Yep. I feel like, yeah, the Rumble's in a decent spot to be picked up right here. See where Doran is going to go. Like, it could be Tank Trundle. You could pick that one up here for T1 if you would like to. If it's going to be the Ornn, which is the classic pick into the Rumble, that could be where they're going to go. Instead, the Yorick is the consideration here for Doran.
Menacing.
This is another one.
Yeah, going to be a problem in the side lanes later on, I feel. But, yeah.
Where does Oner go? That's the big question. It could be a Circles comp. You know, you could put the Cataclysm on top of it, but instead, he is going to go for the Trundle.
Just building stuff. I mean, I think Trundle makes sense, you know, good into... I feel like Xin Zhao and Wukong, he does pretty good into, still fine into... I mean, Jarvan, if Jarvan dives in against the Trundle, he kind of just gets turned into paper, but also kind of eliminates a lot of tank junglers from the pool. But, you know, we saw the Maokai into the Trundle earlier, and the matchup seems very playable. You can just kind of sit at a distance when you engage with the ult.
Honestly, like Maokai Yone, if they do decide to go for it, is probably their best bet at this point in time.
Yeah.
The Yone is going to be locked in first, though. Let's see, they're going to take a little bit longer to consider Peanut's pick. But I would imagine that something... Oh, they could also pick Poppy if they feel like it. That could be funny.
I don't like the Poppy into the Trundle.
Yeah, true.
Just because the pillar can interrupt when you're winding like up your ult. It's so non-committal.
Yeah.
So many other champs you have to like fully commit to stop that, and you can just pillar her from distance and you turn her into paper.
Yeah, she's a tank, so
yeah.
And so it is just going to be what we were talking about before.
Yeah, I mean the modern builds with Poppy, you kind of build it like Bruiser.
Yeah.
It's not as bad, but still, she's still very tanky. But yeah, I think the Maokai is the right pick. We saw that matchup earlier. You can build him AP. You can also just play at a distance. You don't have to engage with your body as Maokai, which so many other tank junglers do.
And Peanut was undefeated on this champion for like infinity time last year. It was crazy how well he was doing with this champ.
It's definitely comfort for him. I feel like for Faker could honestly just play like... I mean, he's going to go towards the Annie. I was going to say he could play like the Rise, but we'll go for the Annie here. And I think HLE feeling pretty good about how their team fights are looking right now.
I'd say.
A lot of engage potential, a lot of potential just to explode targets on the side of T1. Rakan going to get banned away here to no real surprise.
And let's see where the bans are going to go from HLE. Is it going to be aimed towards Guma? I imagine a Jhin probably does want to be removed, something like that. That can stand pretty far back from these melee champions that do just kind of want to go in.
Maybe like a Lucian as well. You know? I mean, the Rakan I think is just a Rakan ban, but maybe like a Lucian Braum could be something you're worried about.
Yeah, Viper and Delight have a few options that can go into this. I imagine the Kai'Sa is probably pretty high up there on the list of things that they do want to be playing.
Yep, I mean, Viper's been pretty fantastic on Kai'Sa, so definitely could see him go towards that. Honestly, even... Yeah, I mean, he could play the Lucian himself.
Yep.
think Zaya's also fine. Ezreal gonna get banned away. I feel like Ezreal popularity's kind of fallen off a cliff recently.
Apart from Ruler. No one told Ruler that Ezreal isn't being played in.
I feel like Ruler just plays what he wants.
I think Gumayusi wants to play Corki, is what I kind of feel right now. Would give them that 2-item spike that they're kind of looking for.
Yeah, also, I feel like it's one of those, I mean, the Jhin ban is no surprise. I feel like it's one of those picks where people pick it because it's a decent lane, but it's got a bit of safety.
Yep.
But looks like the artist's going to go for that Lucian. So Lucian, potentially Lucian Braum, going to come out here. Not a major surprise in this situation. And it looks like it might be Viper instead who goes for the Corki.
Yeah, we'll see where Viper is actually going to land.
I guess not wanting to take the Kai'Sa into this lane, which makes sense. I mean, if you went... I feel like just taking Kai'Sa plus whatever into Lucian Braum would feel so bad. Maybe not as bad if you had Kai'Sa Nico, but it's still not good.
Yep. And I think maybe we're expecting Gumayusi to prioritize it. Okay, Delight is just playing Blitzcrank. As Keria did obviously want to play Braum. Braum Lucian has been the lane, right? See whether he does pivot to something that's a little bit better into the Blitz, but this is the classic Maokai Blitzcrank. We've seen this so many times. Whether we can get 3 games.
시간차에 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 2. Top of the morning to you, says Peanut to Oner, and they both tip their caps. Adorable.
Very polite. You know what's the thing with the momentum? Is that sometimes you have too much momentum.
And you go off a cliff?
Bounce off a wall.
Oh, that happens too, yeah. Momentum can be bad for multiple reasons, we just discovered.
Yeah, momentum's not always a good thing. It's a dangerous thing to have.
On a straight road, though, totally fine. Unless your aim is to stop, in which case it's not. HLE, I think, are going to be very happy with what they got here. It's about making it work. And I think a lot of people have been calling for Peanut and Zeka to kind of get it together here in this one. And they're on their most practiced champions over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I feel like this comp... I mean, we saw this work earlier today, just the Maokai Yone. And I feel like there's so much you can do into T1. I feel like other than the Annie, and even the Annie can be quite telegraphed, there's not that much to really punish the Yone, so you can really just kind of flourish. And Zeka is definitely a master of this champion.
Yep. Stack the Q didn't have an opportunity to use it, unfortunately, there. Will be able to clean up these minions as the crash does come on through. So he's only going to be behind 1, I believe. Assuming he gets this, and he does. So not too bad. As Delight is just going to get stunned up immediately here in this bottom lane.
One of the things is that you pick the Blitzcrank because it syncs really well with the Maokai, and you're like, hey, we can do that cool combo, that's really neat, but you then have to play Blitzcrank into Lucian Braum, neither of which is super easy to grab because they both have dashes, particularly the Lucian, but also they can just kind of beat you up.
They do that walk at you thing.
Yeah.
And then if you grab them, then they're even closer to you, and you've made their walk at you strategy work even better.
Yeah, this is kind of what happens. The target who is way easier to grab is the Braum, but by grabbing the Braum, you have provided something that Braum tends to lack, and that's a gap closer, which is a very dangerous thing to do.
Yeah. And then it's Lucian, so he stacks the passive up so incredibly quickly. So Braum just needs to tap you one time, and then things are looking real rough. As Peanut is aware that Oner is here, but T1 has the inside track. There is the ward going down. Let's see whether Peanut can actually steal this one away. The answer is no. Kennel will keep him out as the hook just goes wide. I think Delight was aiming for the red buff.
Yeah, I think he was. He just didn't quite have vision. I think it was grab it, and then Peanut can like Q smite it.
The sweeper was a little bit too powerful. And here it is, 82% win rate. Peanut is pretty good at Maokai.
But yeah, it was good work there, though, from T1 to kind of clear the vision out. And this is kind of what we was talking about. So I have a lot of confidence in HLE if they get to the 5v5s, if the gold stays even. But it's this lane pressure, really, from T1, and we're immediately seeing them capitalize on it. Oner going for that invade and making use of the priority that is mid and bot have, because neither of them were really able to bail Peanut out of that situation.
Yep. And T1 have been a team that's played around pure lane pressure for 8 years or something like that. Like, that's what this org was kind of built around.
Yeah.
And even when, like, some of the T1 drafts that we've seen in the past, we've been pretty upset with, right? Because they don't necessarily synergize together, but what they do get is lane priority, lane pressure, early game power, so they can play their game. And it's worked out pretty well, as you guys know. I don't think there are many other teams with as many World's trophies as T1 has.
Right on that.
Yeah, I'm relatively confident. As Peanut is going to be stealing away a Krug camp from the Krug Lord. Kind of crazy. As Doran is relatively low, this could be a dive opportunity, maybe.
Yeah, the swap's
seems a
coming
bit
in, though.
scary.
It's just the timing of it, you know, the fact that we have Guma moving already and Oner's moving up towards the top side.
The wave also got incinerated, so...
Well, yeah, there was that, but, like, you know, if you wait around for another wave, you're going for a dive, people are going to be there, you're going to die, so...
Just going to take the shellfish where they can find it. And Peanut is probably just going to go for his topside camps. So he's going to move in and try and deny the freeze here. And that will be successful, as Guma does successfully also collect himself the cannon. Very nicely done.
Zeus closing in on level 6, and they're not actually going for the swap yet. Maybe just kind of looking for Zeus to get the level 6 so he'll be comfortable in the swap with the equalizer, and then maybe they can deal with the Maiden in a 2v1. Although right now it is just Viper going up against Doran, so
yeah,
a funnest position to be in.
We'll see whether they are going to leave it at that. I do believe they will not. Zeus trying to get that heat to a good spot. See whether Gumayusi is going to be all right. There's the equalizer that you were talking about. The flash knock-up, and Delight has guaranteed the kill. That is first blood over to Zeus. And he was the guy getting the most done in the last game, and they've set him up for success again.
Yeah, good early pickup. Zeus waiting around, and Guma definitely not expecting... Oh, no.
Yep, Peanut also in a little bit of a rough spot. Is going to go for the early flash to deny Faker any sort of engage.
Definitely the right call. That looming threat of the Tibbers was coming in. Peanut gets away. But yeah, as I was saying, Zeus waits around definitely longer than Guma expected. They managed to find the play. And Delight doesn't even leave it in doubt. Goes for the flash knock-up. And with Spellbook, switches out his flash to a TP. So not even phased by the lack of that summoner.
Yep, not too worried about it. As the plate does go down for the Yorick towards the bottom side. But we're going to check this play out once again. Zeus just gives Gumayusi a red carpet to walk down.
Yeah, the equalizer placement was so good because you kind of dash the direction you have to go to get away from the Blitzcrank, and he just got cooked by the equalizer.
Yep, he was still in it even when he was getting knocked up. And I do like Delight not leaving anything to chance as well, just flash knock up, make it happen. As Viper able to get out scot-free there, but isn't going to be present in this lane, at least until his Blitzcrank turns up again. So T1 will be able to at least get this one shoved. Not really too much to worry about here on T1 side. They are behind like, what, 300 gold, something like that. Nice little hook is going to connect, but Keria gives them the door. And I don't know whether it's really... I mean, yeah, it's a good trade after the Foss Bomb. That was fantastic there from Viper. But still, T1 is pushing forward. There's a culling. No one really to tank that one up as Delight gets himself his shield.
Yeah. I'm going to say... Viper's... Oh.
Another hook going to connect there onto Keria.
I mean, Viper's doing a good amount of damage with his Q, but his items are hideous right now.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Like he's just...
Oh, man, that dagger could have been boots or something. Oh, no, maybe he's taken the magical footwear. Oh, no.
But it's just like the least inspiring Corky item.
Not it.
And then on the other side, Guma's got like pickaxe, longsword. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. That feels really nice, though.
All things considered, getting some okay trades off.
There you go. Making that dagger work for him, baby.
Tier Ruby Crystal Dagger, you know, not doing so bad.
And Peanut is on the grubs here as well. Oner is thinking about coming on over, but Zeka with control of the mid-wave, and Faker with no teleport walking his way down. This is not something that T1 are going to be fighting for. Well, they are coming into the area to see what's going on. There's burning Doran. Yeah, oh, God. One more auto would have done it. But he does respect and gets himself out of the way.
Yeah, the overheat kind of timed out. Didn't really think he had the damage, especially with the Maiden hitting him, so backed away. But
and Flashes was still up, I guess, so didn't want to trade.
A little bit close there.
It was kind of weird watching it, but of course, the overheat just gives you so much extra auto damage. So you might have been watching like, oh man, he just needs to hit him again. But no,
I mean, it's
quite hit
also
for as much.
Your next rotation abilities when you have no heat is just not doing as much damage.
Yep.
You know,
And as a result, Doran is able to get back up to half health because he's Yorick.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And Zeus had also committed the ult at the start of the fight, I believe, so...
Aha, that's why it's on cooldown.
On the back foot. Right now.
Doran just wandering around with his maiden. These ghoulies are just so annoying here for Zeus to deal with.
You're getting a little low in the HP department there.
He is. He's trying to act tasty, I believe. As Ghoul 1, 2, 3 will be taken down. Does secure himself the cannon. And Zeus just fine for now. Retains that slight gold advantage. In fact, everywhere on the map, HLE are ahead by just a little bit.
I know, I was looking at the scoreboard as you started saying that.
And it all went back because waves started bouncing.
By the time you finished your sentence, it was wrong.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
As Peanut is on his red buff, he should be able to secure that. But Keria's moved down towards his bottom side. Zeus, you're making me nervous, man. His teleport is back up now. Might be a little bit anxious about using teleport. Scrap shield going to come in. Wasn't even close, baby.
Nearly dying to the ghouls. Like, it's... okay, no, we just don't recall. Okay, easy equalizing, that's fine.
Yeah, he really doesn't want that plate to go down, but it is probably going to go down. Dora is going to come on through there. Peanut's like, I just want to go back, man.
Yeah.
Zeus is still here, by the way.
At some point this game, Zeus does need to recall. He does actually go back to base.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay, he did it. Good job. Great way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And now, going to be possibly teleporting back in, but no, it doesn't actually have to. The wave is going to be equalizing. Zeka trying to get some damage onto Faker here, who's running around real fast. Does have Phase Rush on his Annie, as well as the Molten Shield, makes him pretty mobile.
Yeah, one-item spike, really big for the Oner, so when Zeka gets to that...
okay. Sometimes, I mean, it's not about the initial damage anymore on Tibbers. Tibbers just does a lot more damage over time now.
Tibbers is just very irritating.
Yeah. It used to be if you missed that, though, you did nothing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that is not the case anymore.
They could just kill it.
Yeah, that's 50 gold over to Peanut.
Easy as that.
There
Just give over Peanut's position, though, and Oner will just immediately take the opportunity to start up the dragon. Yeah. The light is here. Doesn't have... Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now he's in the ghoulie wall with a kennel, and he's got cats, not dogs.
That is not a fun place to be. Caged up completely.
Certainly not.
He wants to try and steal this.
Oh, let's see whether he can. Rough grab, not exactly the highest amount of damage in comparison to a smite, so probably wasn't really going to work out. There is Mountain Soul again. As Viper is Valkyring forward, looking for Gumayusi, trying to do some damage here, as it's a really nice pillar to make sure that he flashes away. Delight had to soak the culling, but really didn't want to.
A little bit ambitious there from Viper, I feel like. Not the first time.
We've had some worrying Valkyries, haven't we, today?
Yeah, but also not the first time from Viper. He's kind of challenged in the mid lane, and it's backfired a bit. So he did this last series against T1, I believe. Was like challenging Guma in the mid lane and then getting punished for it by other members. So maybe not learning from those mistakes.
Perhaps. As both cannons secured by our top laners. Very, very nice. No -1s in chat for this lane. Faker the only one with a slight gold lead, I say, just to make sure that we get another gold lead that pops up out of nowhere.
I think it's important that T1 have the 2 dragons in pocket, right? Because they're kind of securing some insurance going to the later stages. But I feel like the fact that HLE, even marginally, are ahead in gold feels pretty good with the composition they have and how they're looking in the 5v5s. I don't think anything's going to be clear-cut, especially not in a series with T1, but definitely some positive feelings.
I would agree. Keria ghosting in. Spellbook is a heck of an option. So Keria just happy to run around real fast.
You know what? For a long time, I feel like we missed our Goofy rune, right? And
Yeah,
it is
really
our Goofy rune, and I'm glad to have it back because we had, we had Omnistone, we had Kleptomancy.
Yeah.
We always need a Goofy rune.
All right, Equalizer is just going to destroy the wave. So T1, even with all these people here, is not going to be able to get much done. Okay.
The Maiden micro of just walking away slowly.
Nailed it. Beautifully done. It's kind of, it's a cool composition too, isn't it? It's the double summons comp.
Should have had Ivan.
Yeah, true. Where's Daisy?
Ivan, and then we needed a Nico.
Oh, goodness me. And then a Wukong.
A Wukong carry.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Maximum, just annoying.
So many clones. And oh, we need Shaco. Where's Shaco?
Oh, too many to fit in.
Yeah, there's actually a few too many. Maybe we can fit them on the other side.
Maybe they
of the
should
rift
make it
as well.
so if you pick 5 clone champions, you get like a 6th automatically.
Oh, yeah, like a set bonus.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's what League of Legends is missing. Set bonuses for compositions.
I think so too.
That would be pretty cool.
We're really cooking here.
Would make the pick and ban phase a weird time. As you try and build for a set and then all of a sudden ban.
Second rotation.
Yeah.
Guys, they're going for Exodia.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we should ban it.
Well, teleport from Zeka here, just to deny the dive once again. They really want to protect Zeus.
The Maiden, though, keeps living on like 100 HP, so...
A lot of Maiden value here for Doran. He's also about to pick up his Trinity Force at the same time. Viper finally turned his eclectic mix of items into a Trinity Force. That feels great.
Yeah. Double the Andrew Spike coming in as well. We did get the Ionian boots from Zeus. Shout out to Huni, who's probably...
upset.
Hopefully not watching, because he wouldn't feel so good about that.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe he's changed. Maybe military has changed him. Maybe he's now open to different boot options.
I don't think.
Yeah, there's no
there's no way.
chance at all. Nice little knock up here from Zeka, but Faker finds the stun. And so this Yone isn't really going to be doing too much. That one item spike that you were talking about does come in, but the same thing can be said for Faker on this Annie.
Yeah, Herald's
Malignance
up.
is very important.
And T1 a pretty good control in the area. And I feel like, other than those...
Oh dear. Cullen comes down. There's a flash over from Delight to get him out of the kennel. But that is still bad news here for HLE. No flash hooks or flash knockups to come down from this Blitzcrank. Could be problematic.
It's fine, he's got Spellbook. He'll just grab a new summoner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, heck.
Hey, he did! Ghost! There you go!
Ghost Clans, he's Disco Nunu. I'm pretty sure Keria also did this in the last game as well. So it's not just a Delight thing, but it is very funny when you
know what was
Cleanse
great
Ghost
is
just running around.
I remember it was Neela. I think it was either Aiming or Jiwoo when they first played Neela, and they went Ghost Cleanse.
Like, unironically.
It's just so funny to see. The classic.
Oh,
you know?
so good.
No, guys, I'm not trolling. This is legitimate.
Yep. Spectacular.
Just great form.
Well, Rift Herald going to be taken once again. This was a dangerous time for HLE last time around. This time, Gumayusi making his way in. Oner over here as well, as Faker is now going to be moving down. Nature's Grasp.
Away!
Of course Gumayusi steals it. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. The ulti's going to pick up Tib as Faker is now isolated, as Peanut and Delight are set to take him down. But Zeka is also dead, so mid laners are going to get traded. And now the teleport from Doran comes forward. Tibbers goes down, but I think Peanut is also going to be dead, and there he goes. Viper wiped off the Rift, and it's all of a sudden just a disaster for HLE because Zeus didn't have TP.
No, he did. I think Doran stopped his TP.
Oh,
and then TP'd himself. I think that's what happened.
Ghoulie wall value.
I think that must be it. I'm sure we'll get a replay showing that, but yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, the Rumble could have made such a difference in that fight. I do think HLE didn't play it perfectly, but the fact that they got the member advantage, big team fight win that came through, how does it just keep happening?
Yeah, why does Gumayusi keep taking these?
Also,
there it is. It was under 118 health. Peanut smites have been not the greatest of his career over the last few games.
If you look at him on the tower, he starts TPing, and then Doran moves in and cancels it with the Ghoulie wall under tower.
Yeah.
The Rumble can't go there, and then he runs away and does his own TP.
And also, there's no way, even if Rumble knew exactly where he was, there's no way for the Rumble to do anything about it.
Yeah. And then he provides, the TP's perfect because he's the blocker that stops them from, cuts them off, stops them from getting away. I mean,
that was gorgeously played.
I think the fight was already going pretty well for T1, but Doran just secured. He made sure they won that massively and had a huge advantage there. And now 3 dragons.
Exactly, and it's also like they managed to get feats of strength as Gumayusi. Peanut is going to find him, denies the grab, but in comes Oner. He's gone so far, still Viper doing enough damage. Subjugate going to be used onto Peanut here as Keria turns up at a little too late to save his 80 carry. So Guma oversteps just a little, and HLE might be able to find a way back here. But man, it is such an uphill battle because it's sole point. They've had the first 3 dragons so quickly taken away The pressure is there permanently on HLE. Taking this outer turret, going to be a big deal here for HANWHA Life Esports, but still, like I said, uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of in that pocket of vision where, you know, your jungler's there, you feel like you're safe. Peanut even has the perfect timing to interrupt the dash and the follow-ups there. There's just not much you can do. It's that perceived safeness when you have vision all around, but there's one little hole.
Yep.
Look at the Herald coming down.
Keria, he's going to be the one driving it into the turret this time around. And they do manage to get the crash. There's the Nature's Grasp, though. Let's see whether they can find it. Keria picks the gap with the ulti.
The cannon minion was the only one left alive and it blocked the grab.
Oh,
so.
No.
That was a kill.
Wait, did he get the cannon, though?
I believe someone got the cannon.
There we go. I mean, I think that means it's fine.
Gone to the aiming school.
Silver lining. Silver lining.
Yeah.
It is going to be an outer turret falling on the bottom side, so now gold lead back in HLE's hands.
He technically didn't miss the grab, you know? I think that's the important thing.
Well, yeah, he didn't miss it, because it hit the cannon.
There you go.
Beautiful.
It's the important thing to highlight.
Gumayusi going to be able to take down that ward pretty comfortably. You always get a little bit nervous when there is a blitzcrank there and you don't have full vision of stuff over walls, but
I will say,
okay.
Game feeling, even despite the fact that T1 have those 3 dragons and they had that big teamfight win, still feeling less doomed, I think, than the last one started to towards the end, because just the 5v5 power of HLE, but the execution is going to be important, and also that looming threat of the soul is so big, especially when you think about how a lot of the power from Peanut is going to be those saplings. You know, he's going this AP build. If everyone on the enemy team has those mountain shields, you're just essentially eliminating a big part of Peanut's kit.
Ooh, this is interesting. Zeka is here towards his bottom side, but Zeus is down there as well. Double TP available for Zeus and Zeka to turn up together. There is going to be an Otacon start, and
might just get both TPs here.
Well, they will need to invest them. As are they even going to do anything about it? Well, teleport is going to come on through. There's the TP from Doran just to make sure that he's here for this fight. Shield bow picked up for Zeka as he shows up. The Otacon still up and alive. Doran going to be the first one to go down. It is going to be the Otacon secured by T1. Massive ulti comes through, but T1 are still standing. The equalizer enough to finish them off, and Faker not able to make it out as HLE turning this into a bloodbath. Down they all go. And Otacon for ace is the trade HLE get.
There's the team fight power. There's Zeka's Yone. A huge sweep up of all of T1, and a dunk comes in. And HLE answer this ambitious Otacon rush. You see it starts off, and the focus from HLE, it's double smite for T1. Keria has a second, so they don't even really focus on the Otacon. They take out Doran quickly. Big burst of damage come through, and that sweep up
God.
Zeka so big, gets so many members low. The equalizer cleanup as well. Faker even tries a TP. Zeus flashes over the Tibbers to clean up. And I love the angle as well that Peanut took to cut them off. The fact they get them all, the oranges come up, and HLE, it was looking close, but they're now 3,000 gold up in this game. Look at that gold graph.
Yeah, absolutely massive swing. I mean, T1, they did get the Otacon, so there is at least that. HLE with only grubs to their name as far as the objectives are concerned. But now, huge advantages to be picked up here by HLE, and I imagine in 40 seconds, they should be able to use that control to deny the soul. But we'll see whether T1 do decide to go for another team fight. Another really important thing to say, and that is, G-Sun contacted HUNWHA, and he said, no, people never change. He still hates the Boots of Lucidity. Don't worry.
What? I'm just glad he's stayed consistent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's the ulti out from Keria. Peanut is the target. Nature's Grasp going to be invested here as the hook. Just not quite long enough, unfortunately, as Zeka looks for the angle onto Faker. And Delight. Not quite landing these hooks, unfortunately, in these teamfights, but they still have the control.
I think this is T1's call to back off because a lot was invested. They didn't find what they wanted. And I think too many ults down.
You don't need to fight for it either. It's a lone Drake. Doesn't actually matter. Oh, if you want the direct quote, by the way, that we've got the actual chat. LOL in all caps, no ... human never change. As the Drake does go down. A1 successful disengage. I miss him so much. Hopefully he comes back after he's finished with all of his extracurricular activities.
But yeah, and the thing is, as much as they had a big goal deficit there, T1, you know.
Wait. He said military training changed me. I accept new boots. What? How did he change?
But he did change.
Did he change mid-conversation?
He lied to me.
I am so confused. That's the newest reply. He just said it. He changed his mind.
I feel so conflicted now.
During the conversation.
Okay. I don't know what to make of things anymore.
I don't know who I am. Where am I? I don't even know what's happened in the game. I've been too busy focusing on what Huni has been saying about Rumble's boot choices as T1. Oh, so patient. Waiting in that brush as this turret is just on its last leg.
Oh, Delight?
Delight is just going to walk too far forward. Not able to get any buttons off at all. As Oner able to run his way out of there as well. Zeka unbinds the soul, but now they're without their Blitzcrank for 30 seconds time. He has TP to make his way back. Equalizer to try and thin out the wave. But I think they will still have enough to take down this turret because they didn't really need minions, let's be honest.
Yeah, good pickup there from T1. You know, Delight just trying to step too far forwards and is punished on that angle. And T1 showing that despite the fact they fell behind, had a little tumble at the other count, they're still finding angles into this game.
All right, let's have a look at it again as Delight walks too far.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, you know, with the Maiden, I mean, the Maiden wasn't there, but with like the Maiden and the Ghouls and the Tibbers, not a fun Blitzcrank game when it's in the 5v5s.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of stuff in the mixer.
Yeah, you just get to like put a big bear in the way of the hook. Just doesn't feel very good at all.
Yeah. No, not again.
Don't do it again. Don't do it again. Do it again. Oh god, he actually just did it again.
Literally,
not a replay.
Just died to this. But now Baron's up.
Yeah. And he didn't teleport, so at least there's that. Still has that one available, as Doran with a level lead up against Zeus here towards his bottom side. Now has a gold lead as well, as we can see. And Oner is just going to start hitting the Baron.
Okay, they have a blue trinket on Viper. That's thrown down. Oner's very low already.
Well, I mean, they are just going to continue onto this. 7 seconds on Delight, as Faker is going to move on out. Redemption does a lot of damage, actually, alongside the Baron.
Oh, Faker's looking.
Yeah, Flash Tibbers comes through, but Zeka is immediately going to cleanse that one off. There's the Nature's Grasp coming through. Nice knock-up. It's only a single ulti tag there from Zeka, unfortunately. So not the big one that we saw last time around. And another battle towards this bottom side as the Maiden is going to get taken down, but the Equalizer not enough to take out Doran. And so HLE stop the T1 Baron. But remember, like, HLE are the team that theoretically should have control, should be the ones in the lead. It just doesn't feel like the tempo vibes are with them right now.
It really does not. It feels like control definitely in favor of T1. Now they are looking for Doran. Doran, oh, I think he's just dead.
Yep, this is a tough one. Zeus trying to follow him up, but Zeka able to stack up that Q, gets over the goalie wall as well. And the Unbound Soul would have guaranteed that one anyway. So down goes the Yorick in the side lane. He's got TP, 45 seconds though, before he's back on the map. Yeah. Thankfully, it's only the Baron that's really fightable within that time, and I don't know whether HLE are going to be rushing it.
It does give a chance for HLE to get control, but they weren't really in position to immediately, I say that, they are going to try and immediately translate that into something with this TP coming through. They're moving towards this, but you can see the timer ticking away. Doran's not off the map for long.
Yeah. This is, at least they're going to be able to get in and get some vision down. They need some control wards in this pit. There are just wards everywhere.
There's so many wards,
T1.
and you want to sweep, and you want to get the saplings down, so people have to face check into them, because they are doing a lot of damage at this point.
Yep. Gumayusi almost face-checking Peanut there. As we know, he is in this brush. The hook is going to connect! And unfortunately, Keria is going to be the one getting jump-scared this time around. The support's really having a hard time keeping vision on this map, and immediately HLE walk over to the Baron and look to take it down.
It's a bad time to be a support main in this game.
Oh, it really is.
Coming through, and that's enough to translate it. Ends up being...
And all of a sudden, now it's HLE with the 5,000 gold lead.
To be fair, they still had a gold lead before, but the pressure really wasn't in their favor. But this comes through, the pick onto Keria here. I think maybe could have just tried warding over the wall to get vision of the Baron itself and not moving there, but it's so hard. Like, we see it from the spectator point of view.
Yeah, and hindsight is 20/20, right?
And, you know, I was critical of Delight before, so I kind of apologize for that. But
I mean, Delight did do the same thing again. Keria hasn't done it again yet.
I know, but it's so much harder when you're actually in the game playing around this lack of...
And also, you're like, surely they're not there still. And I don't blame him, actually.
Yeah, but still, traps being set up. HLE get a big advantage now, have the Baron. Looking towards this Dragon to secure their second of the game and just fully ice out any chance of T1 getting the soul for now. The question is, what can they get done with this Baron? Looking towards, I feel like they push in mid and bot, maybe to look.
All right. Well, Delight is going aggressive, as we can see. The Maiden getting a little bit angry at Zeka here as well, as he does carry a turret shot a million miles.
Yeah, T1 did a good job. Faker pushed out that top wave.
Oh, 19 health. Doran is a real Maiden protector.
Wait, if you look, Faker's also trying to push this mid wave out as well, and then move away from it. So normally you want to push like mid and bot, and then you can have the waves come in together, but like T1 are buying a lot of time, and then they can just focus on defending bot lane as a unit. It looks like they might have to give this tower up though.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to defend. Keria is there with the door, as Oner is going to get engaged on here momentarily by Peanut. Kennel not really going to work out, as we can see, as Faker off to the side, just barely out of vision.
But again,
Peanut not going to take the bait this time. Oh man.
The Maokai ult is so big for securing this. They can just use it as a diagonal.
Exactly, it's like Talia wall, right? Works exactly the same way, and they're just going to break open the base. They didn't need the mid wave because they just force all the way through bot.
Yeah, this does mean, though, they're not able to translate this into more. It's still a huge pickup, don't get me wrong. Although I say that, they're looking.
All right, they're looking for Gumayusi, the ulti, and the flash has to come out. That's a lot invested there as the hook is going to come through. Keria has the door, still takes so much damage in the culling, still high value. I'm not sure about this one here, HLE, as the flash comes out. In goes Zeus, trying to go aggressive on the back of that one. Great knock-up there from Zeka, but out goes Oner. Gumayusi coming on through there, but Doran is right in the mix. They take down Oner. That's 1,000 gold, though. Massive, massive money over to T1. And Gumayusi still standing. I think that worked out for T1 in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an overstep, you know, trying to get the flash from Guma, sure, but it's just too far by going for this, because the rest of the team, even though Zeka can snap back, the ult for Maokai is committed. It's a massive tool. They grab Keria, but he's under the Nexus towers, so they can't chase him down to finish him off. Delight loses a ton of health, and this Trundle Pill that comes through from Oner, I feel like just buys so much time, ends up slowing them from leaving the base. Yes, Oner does end up going down, but Guma kites out really well. Viper looks for Guma, but is answered immediately by Faker and Keria, and it just ends up very scrappy. And when you have such a lead, so much gold was traded over, so many shutdowns given.
Yep, it was 1,000 gold from Zeus going down, I'm pretty sure. So Doran picked up that money, having a look at it there in the replay. And it's understandable. I mean, Zeus has 3 items complete, Oblivion Orb there casually as well. And now Doran actually has a gold lead. It's kind of ridiculous, but this Yorick is going to be a menace as this game goes on. And they can build tanky items, right? It's a lot more difficult for HLE to justify it because there is that Trundle that's only going to benefit from every tank item that you buy. As HLE still putting their foot on the gas. As you can see, money still in favor of Zeka and Viper.
They don't have a Baron, but the threat of the Maokai Blitzcrank is so hard to deal with, and there's no good wave clear. You know, and everyone who wants to wave clear, like Annie or Lucian, has to walk up so far. So despite the fact that HLE don't have the Baron anymore, they're still getting this pressure down. These tier 2s are just so easy to pick up for them.
It's kind of crazy, though, because it's still a 5,000 gold lead. That, like, since the start of the Baron, nothing's really changed. We'll see whether it does here, as the Nature's Grasp is going to come on through. They look to take down the Braum first, and he will get taken out, but the trade might be there. Gumayusi just barely survives, and he even gets the redemption. Zeus not going to be as lucky, as he is going to be flattened by Doran once again, but Zeka looking for that angle one more time. Faker goes golden. The Soul is still unbound. He finds so many knockups, but can we finish some kills? Here HLE is Viper, so incredibly close to goals, and Doran secures it. And you need to finish your kills, HLE, as T1. These health bars are just being restored.
The fact this was a 5,000 gold lead going into this, and again, T1 are managing to pull out these victories, surviving with slithers of HP in these situations. Zeka trying to get away. He's still a dangerous threat, though. Doran, I'm not sure you're going to be happy with what you find.
Yeah, exactly right. Unbinds the Soul here. There's the flash from Doran.
Oh, nicely played.
That was pretty cute, but Zeka is still dangerous. The teleport comes in. Can he actually take down Doran? No! Finds the Q, takes down this terrifying Yone. And now Gumayusi, he's going to cull him, because why not? Nature is going to be grasping as well, but it's grasping at straws at this point. HLE, it's down to a 2,000 gold lead for them now, but it's 10 seconds until the Mountain Soul, but the Baron is up as well!
Yeah, they have so many options to pick up here. I will say, HLE are moving over to try and defend the Dragon and stop it from being given over for free.
That's Delight.
Yeah!
Alright, T1 are going to try and just do both. And they absolutely can, because Zeka and Peanut are both still dead.
I don't know if they can. Look at the base, by the way. I know that Baron recalls.
Right, yeah. That's it's going to be
This is a lot of things to juggle right now.
Yep. So Baron is going to immediately come on through.
Guys,
Could it be both? It's both Nexus turrets.
They do
respawn now.
But that's... You don't feel too good.
Oh no! The Maiden! Doran almost blocked his own Maiden.
Okay, they
Maiden can walk through,
I think they can deny this. Okay, Peanut's on his way. He's a while away. This is just so hectic.
Yeah, so they can deny the Soul, but T1 now still have Baron for another 2.5 minutes.
Okay, gold is now basically even.
Yeah, 100%.
They deny the Soul. I think that is still... It's a silver...
Do you know what Mountain, like every Mountain Drake does though? Just makes Oner stronger.
I mean, I think you'll still take it.
Yes.
But that 5,000 gold lead gone. It is just gone. So, you know, it's not too much of a positive, but at least they denied the Soul. But T1 picked up a massive advantage off this. I'm going to see that fight again. I think the problem is that committing to this under turret where they can't go forwards more. It's like, yes, they can take out the Braum, they can put pressure on Guma, but they're so limited in how far they can go forwards. And eventually this extended chase comes through. You know, Peanut's already low. Zeus goes down. The pillar value is massive. And Zeka, he's getting a lot of value, but it feels like he's the main driving force for this team.
Oh, the stun. It was Faker onto Viper. That's what finished him off.
Yeah, and then the little ghoul who could.
Yeah. Manages to get that work done. As T1, now with this Baron, the gold 100% even. It is now going to tick towards T1 as Gumayusi gets that last hit on the inner turret. But by no means has anything been decided off either of these Barons. I think it's going to be a soul fight that might decide it here. But I tell you what, if you're an HLE fan, I would be nervous. Because, I mean, T1 they're probably going to have 2 actual smites, but then there's also Gumayusi, who's basically just a walking smite as a person.
Yeah.
And Peanut hasn't been all that reliable recently. Mountain Soul is a huge deal as well.
This game just feels so tense.
It is. We could have another one.
It's a big if. It really just comes down to HLE. I feel like it comes down to Zeka. He's been having a great performance on the Oner, but it just feels like finishing off those kills.
Yeah.
Finishing off those low health targets. That's been the difference. That's been the deciding factor. People surviving with just tiny amounts of HP again and again. So these pivotal moments in these fights, and also just Doran.
Yep. He's 6-3. He's he's 4,000 gold in the lead now.
He is vibing.
What the heck? That is a massive advantage.
He is very strong.
Oh, Faker just out of hook range here as Delight walks on over to defend his control ward. We'll be able to do that at least. Problem is this ghoulie guy that has this wave pushed in mid. Still no Nexus turrets, which is still a little bit
yeah, Doran
worrying.
also has the Randuins, so I feel like the kind of transition is, okay, Rumble's not doing so hot into the Yorick, we can kind of send Zeka, but Randuins actually does a lot at sort of mitigating Zeka's damage.
Yep.
Who obviously is critting all the time.
All right, well, Doran is now just going to park himself in bottom lane, and no, like, lone person can answer this guy.
This is character growth, by the way. Look how easily he handles these.
Oh, yeah, the Krugs are just not... like, he's got even more health after the
We've
Krugs.
seen him struggle with those before.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
he is the Krug Lord, you know? He turned it all around. You were talking about character development. That's the arc.
Yeah.
He went from, you know, the Krugs schooling him to them teaching him their ways. And now he is one with the Krug. And it has made him even more terrifying for his opposition. At least that's my headcanon.
Yeah, I like it. You know, you should get it on a paper.
Yeah, we'll try and figure something out. As Zeka going to be able to answer here momentarily. 13-12 is the kill score. 3 dragons apiece. Huracan is there for T1. That's sort of helping them in a lot of these fights as well, you could imagine.
They also have the upgraded boots.
Yes, true. Feats of strength are good. But Faker has got 4 items, and Gumayusi just completes his 6th.
Yeah, the GA is such a big pickup to have. Also for Viper, it's still difficult because he doesn't have IE. So does he go IE or GA as his last item?
Yeah, I'm
and the
totally
thing is,
sure.
I don't know if he's going to get to the last item because Dragon is up in 35. We're on the map for this.
Yep, this could be the last opportunity. There's the knock up on the door, and can they actually secure this though? That's the question. Zeka snaps back, but a lot of damage has been done. The ultimate's going to tag him as the Nature's Grasp will come through. Zeus groups back up with his team as Gumayusi's doing so much work, finds the culling and takes matters into his own hands. Gumayusi just says, not today, HLE, down to his GA, but he has that item, so he can go this crazy in the fight, and T1 just roll over the top.
Absolute decimation. 5v5 team fighting composition be damned. T1 run them over. The final fight doesn't even look close.
That was just blink and it's over. And T1, they do it again. Game number 2 ends in about the same abrupt fashion as game number 1. And I guess the best thing you can think about for HLE is at least they were winning for a portion of these games. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill a Nexus against T1. Not this year.